Hello, welcome to Dungeon Rose Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. So today we're reviewing the HBO Max movie, The Many Saints of Newark, which is a spin-off of The Sopranos. It's somewhat a prequel to The Sopranos TV series by David Chase, which he wrote the film. And the film is directed by Alan Taylor, who directed a lot of people's favorite episodes of the Game of Thrones, right? So, like, the film stars Ray Liotta as Hollywood Dick Mordisani, Michael Gandolfini as Tony Soprano, who is the young son of James Gandolfini. You have Vera Farmiga as Livia Soprano, John Burfall as Johnny Boy Soprano, who's Tony's father. You also have Corey Stoll as Corrado Jr. Soprano. Joey Diaz is in the film as Buddha. And sorry, let me just look up the rest of the cast. They're not showing me everybody. You have Alessandro Nivola as Dickie Mordisani, who is the main character of the film, right? You also have Billy Magnuson as Paulie Walnuts, which is like, wow, they got like some Swedish actor to play Paulie Walnuts. What the hell? You have Gabrielle Piazza as Joanne Mortisanti, Michela De Rossi as Giuseppe Bruno, right? And Leslie Odom Jr. as Harold McBride. Also, Michael Imperielli plays Christopher Mortisani. So if you haven't seen the Sopranos TV show, there is spoilers to this. There is spoilers in this movie to stuff that happened in the TV show, because one of the narrators of this film is the ghost of a character, one of the main characters from the Sopranos, who narrates the film, right, and references stuff that happens in the show, right? Which there's a lot of Easter eggs for stuff that happened in this movie that's from stuff in the show. You also got to see younger versions of characters, right, from the show, which was that was cool. Yeah, so if you don't want spoilers, I think that to the show, right? I think this movie is to me it's probably 7 out of 10, right? And it's not like your typical mobster film where it's like where it's about the rise and fall of a character. You have more of a family dynamic, and you also have that prequel superhero show kind of feel to it, where like you get to see like, you know, character, how a character start off, right before he became the badass legend that, you know, he grew to be, right? Which, you know, that was cool, right? So if you don't want any spoilers, 7 out of 10. So the movie is mostly about Dickie Mortisanti, who is the father of Christopher Mortisanti, right? Who we were told was a junkie asshole who never, as far as I've seen, never did drugs in the film. Who is the favorite uncle of Anthony Soprano, right? Who he kind of treats like a son, right? So what happens in the film is like Dickie kills his father over his young Italian wife, which I totally did not see that coming, because I was spoiled that he was killed, that Ray Liotta's character was killed by Junior in the film, which Corey Stoll I think did a good job as Junior, though it kind of felt like that like certain actors were doing just like, you know, impersonations of the of the actors from the show, but it's kind of like I have no problem with that as long as it works. John Bernthal in the movie was pretty badass. Right. So yeah, the story is basically the rise and fall of Dickie Morisanti. While you get to see like scenes from Tony Soprano growing up and becoming the young leader that he would be. And there's also this thing where you have like race relations in the film between the Italians and the African Americans aren't doing so well. Like they're Harold, who's like the African American character, used to work for Dickie and becomes his own man, and they start this like war, which the shootouts in the film I thought were shot very well, and they were pretty cool. It didn't feel like it felt very cinematic. It wasn't like your tip. It didn't feel like something from a TV show, right? Which was good. And I gotta say, Joey Diaz like death scene in the film was fucking hilarious because he's just getting beat on by Dickie because he said something about his guma, which is guma is like Italian slang for like mistress, right? It's supposed to mean godmother, right? But it's like Italian American slang. And Joey Diaz just gets killed right away. And there's like a funny scene earlier in the film where like Hollywood Dick is talking to this priest about his hot new wife, and like Joey Diaz goes up to him to chime in, and like fucking Ray Liotta just snaps at him. It's like, get the fuck out of here, you mutt. Which is fucking funny. Oh, a lot of racial stuff in the film, which I didn't think they were going to have in the movie. I thought because there was a lot of that in the TV show, and because of how race relations are going on in the States nowadays, you would have thought they would have toned down from that, but they didn't. Thank God they didn't they didn't dull their fangs. Like the movie's pretty edgy, right? Which is cool. Even there's a funny scene where Tony Soprano's dad goes to jail for 4 years, comes back, and he's pissed off that there's like black families moved into the neighborhood. He's like, Junior, how the fuck could you let this happen? He's like, what? What was I supposed to do? It even brings it up at like the fucking welcome home party that his wife throws for him. Which Livia, like Vera Farmiga, does a great job impersonating the actress from the show, and like a lot of the lines she has in the film is like this. She does a great job of coming off like a cunty character. Also, I forgot to Tony Soprano's dog is in the film. The one that he was so pissed off that his dad gave away to his Guma's family. The dog's in the film. You see like Tony has like a hissy fit where he throws like some speakers out of his window, and you just see like the John Bernthal walking the dog, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Oh, that was hilarious. A lot of funny scenes in the film, like where Junior slips on some stairs, breaks his hip or some fucking shit, and like everybody just laughs out loud, and he's just like, Junior's in pain. He's like, "Your mother's cunt." and he even has the famous line from the TV show, where he's like, Anthony's talking about playing football, and and like Junior just like at the end of the table just gives a snide remark. He's like, he doesn't have the makings of a varsity athlete. Which of course they had to have that in there, right? Though like it's typical. I also like the fact that they had like the ghosts, the ghost scene, where like where you're at the like graveyard in the beginning of the film and you hear like Christopher Morsanti talk and narrate over the film, because it like there's a lot of scenes in the film that kind of has like a supernatural element where like you have ghosts and shit, like invisible ghosts, like psychics, like fucking Polly Walnuts at the psychic meeting where he's like just fucking throws a chair at where he thinks the ghosts are. He's like, "You cocksuckers!" Calls the fucking psychic like a Satanist. This is satanic black magic. Sick fucking shit. Fucking hell. Which would have been nice if there was more scenes from him. Though it's like you find out that Silvio is like bald and that hair in the show was basically a hairpiece, which of course it was, but to find out that he was fucking bald at a young age is like holy fucking shit. I really hope they make a sequel to this film, but make it about like Johnny Boy Soprano, because I think he's a really cool character, right? And it'd be funny to find out if how he died, which I don't even remember how he died in the fucking show, because I was only a casual viewer of The Sopranos, right? But it'd be funny if you found out it had Junior Junior had something to do with it or some shit like that. Because Junior's a fucking I used to love him in the show, but like he's like a fucking asshole in this movie. He fucking killed. Well, the whole thing, Dickie's a good guy. He's like, you know, trying to make up for the fact that, you know, he killed like 2 people. Right? He's teaching like, you know, blind kids how to play baseball and shit. They show up to his funeral. And he's like, you know, trying to do right by people, you know, visits his like his dad's twin brother in jail. Right? And he gets whacked by fucking not Tony, by Junior for like laughing at him when he fucking slips. It's like, what a fucking asshole. Oh my god. Yeah. What a fucking dick. But like, yeah, I gotta say, I love the film, and I can't wait to see if there's more. You know, can't wait to see like, you know, if there's more sequels to this. Which apparently they said if the movie's successful, they would make sequels. But like again, I don't know. I don't want to see more like early Tony Soprano, because it's like, well, we know how he ends up, right? Like, show us, you know, some of the smaller characters, right? Like, I would like to see like a film that focused on Johnny Boy and Junior, because I think that would make a great movie. And like Junior was funny in the film, but like, yeah. Though like Dickie was a kind of a badass, man. I would have loved to, you know, it's just a shame you never got to see, you know, it like a satisfying like conclusion with him and Harold, right? But I don't know, what can you do? It is what it is. It's typical gangster shit that like, oh, the main character of the film gets killed by like by somebody from his own family. Like, what the fuck, man? That's one thing I don't like about Sopranos. Most of the characters, if you ever watch the show, most of the characters die from like other characters. Like, that's a common theme, right? You get the that, you know, when you get whacked, it's usually like it's because of a mistake you made, and like, you know, you have to pay the price for it, and like, you know, by the family, right? So it's like, I don't know. Apparently that happens a lot in real life, but I don't know, man. It's kind of disappointing that they keep the, you know, it's always that shit. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the film. I would recommend it. And yeah, my next movie review is going to be Jeepers Creepers 3. I was supposed to review that, but I watched this instead. And we're gonna also I've been checking out Tubi, which is a free streaming service by Sony, and there's a lot of cool shit on there. Like a lot of the movies I've been wanting to watch for a while is on there for free. So we're gonna go back to reviewing thrillers. So we'll review a horror movie, and then we'll switch to a thriller, because I really want to watch movies like Under the Silver Lake, The Pledge, and Fear X by Nicholas Winding Refn, and it's all on there. All right, guys, that's it. Peace.